Access granted.
Okay, so let's do HandleInner this time around. HandleInner is a lot like HandlePlace, except we will be handling the inside of selections instead of the outside. We can copy, we're going to start off with the Y's like before, so we can copy those two, luckily. Don't have to type them from scratch, but they are changed a little bit. So we're going to reverse this, and we're going to say while we are equal to 0. So before we were saying while we're not equal to 0, while there is a shape there. This time we're going to say while there is not a shape there, we want to not select that area. Yeah, and I need that. I need to get the nugget index also. And we'll call this, if we hit our handle input function, then we're not equal to none. So if we're equal to place, we'll call place. Everything else we'll call inner. Let's see how this works out. Oh. Well. Do material right now, and it's working out rather well. Of course, we're not actually doing anything with the inner yet, but we are selecting everything. So we'll just replace that code. And see how this works. Let's see here, set a material. There, it's working. Let's erase. There we go. We have the top version. We still have to get the rest of the versions in place. But you can see how we select. So from all the way from there, all the way to here, I'm in this one. But when I come over to here, bam, I'm in the next one. But our depth is comically correct. So right here, selecting this one. And like I said, you can create a double selection. So first of all, where you want, if you want to put things on edges, you can have something where you first of all select the main part, and then once you're there, you'll have another selection item come up, and that will allow you to select each sub area. We may actually have time to look at that. But right now, let's get the rest of these in.
Access granted.
Okay, so let's get the rest of these done. Let's do the positive and the negative Z. And we'll do the X's. Copy the positive and negative Y. Come back and change their name to Z. So for the negative Z, we want to add the nugget count instead of the level size, because we're just going by row, much like we did with the place. Simple enough. We want the Z's to go last. Because the X's will have to go first. Let's give that a quick test. So first of all, let's plop a few up here. And we'll go over to erase, and it got it. So now we can pretty much, you'll notice that this does work sometime from the side, just with what we have right now, because this actually does have negative and positive Z, but it doesn't necessarily work everywhere. So it won't work on the positive X. So let's go ahead and get those done. we ironically only have one negative x on here. It's kind of strange. We want that one to go first. It's the first thing we want to check. But we will have a positive x, negative z, and a negative x, negative z. So for the positive x, positive z, go ahead and cut that, do a C even. Negative, come on, don't do that to me. And then the nugget index minus the nugget count plus 1. In actual fact, we can go ahead and copy that section. Make things a little bit faster. But this will go exactly in the opposite order. Just flip all that around. Alright, so let's put these in place. We'll do these directly after those. If the negative x is greater than 0 and the norm x is greater than 0 and the norm z is less than 0. If the norm x is greater than 0 and the norm z is greater than 0. HandleInner positive x, negative z. HandleInner negative x and negative z. Am I missing anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's all of them. Yep, that's all of them. So we can just place our heart out now. And to material, material 2. Can't really see it without lighting. Oops, and we've got to go correct our selector. Let's do that real fast. I believe on both of our positive x's, we have to flip our selector. if we really want to see this, take both of these to unlit color. And we're setting everything to white right now. Set it to black. And erase our hearts out. It'll look much more apparent when we get into textures. But that will be it for now. In the next lesson, we're going to add a canvas to this. Put some information over here for our identify. And we will add the identify method to it. And that way we will be ready. Well, actually, we have nugget mode to go after that. And then nugget mode allows us to put a nugget wherever we want in the scene in our chunk space by using the mouse wheel to set the distance. And after that, then we will jump into the mesh library, which I'm trying not to rush to. So just, you can right now put textures in here, and that actually will make it easier to see. I just don't want anyone to get hung up on this, because there's ways that you handle that in hexagonal. So if you have any problem seeing everything, just go ahead and put a texture on there and give it a color, that you can see, a tint that is more lighter. But that's it for now. If you get something out of this, please do subscribe. Next lesson will be the canvas and the handle identify. Hope to see you there.